Aleph is the Mishnah Bruda on Losh. So if you tell it, the top is the Mechaber, yeah? So it says, Ein Megablin, you don't mix, you skip the parentheses. Megablin means to mix knead.
Avrumi.
It's a kneiten. Kamach Kali. Kali is
Light.
baked before it's the kernels are baked before. Harbe, a lot of them. Shema Yave Losh Kamach Sheni Kali. The problem is you might come to need flour which is not Kali. So which means that's a problem because Kamach which is not Kali is able to become one form. So then that's a 5 minute Torah. But Kamach Kali, which is not possible to become one form, so that's only in the Rabbanan according to one way in the Rambam. This is a Losh in the Rambam. So we have a Gzeira, but that if you allow you to mix the Kamach which is Kali, which is impossible to come together, you might come to mix the Kamach which is able to come together. Mutter legabel so Kala matmat, but you're allowed to do it little by little. Not a lot at one shot. Which means if it's Kamach Kali, so even if you do a lot, even if you do little by little, it's not going to help. If it's Kamach Sheni Kali, if it's possible to become one thing, so that you chayv in a even a little bit of help. But if it's Kamach Sheni Kali, if it's not, it doesn't become one thing, so then a little by little is fine. But Tvua is a grain which didn't reach a third of its growing. So you dried it out, and afterwards you crushed it, you grinded it into like big pieces. Not big, same, but not like flour. Sharek is just like chel. It's like sand. Here and you crash shasisa, that's what's called shasisa. Mutter legavim is a lot of mix in it, vinegar, has a lot of it all in one shot. As long as it's soft. However, if it's thick, it's also because it seems like Losh, looks like Losh. Even when it's soft, you have to do a change. Usually you put in the chemetz, then you should put the shasisa. If you put over here, you should do the opposite. We're going to see, just read one little more, and then see basically, this is the first opinion. Basically, the first opinion is the opinion of Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yehuda holds that the kneading process in order to be chayav for Losh is not only pouring the water onto the flour, but also actually you have to knead it. So he says, therefore he said that if you change around the kneading, there's also a difference between something which is possible to become one thing.
I'm going to put in the fridge for that.
No problem. But then there's something that's possible to become one thing. B'nei Gibel, something that's possible to become one tzias. Something that's not possible to become one tzias. Something that's possible to become one tzias. So there are some opinions say that that's only that's minatayra. But if it's something which is not possible to become one tzias, so it's only the rabbanon. So if you make a change in it, if you do a little by little, or if you do a lot, then it's okay. Only says vav, the top. We're just going to go back to Mishnah Bruda. We're just doing the Mechaber first. Mechaber Amah. Chardal is mustard sishaloshim erev Shabbos, which you kneaded them together. You stuck them together from erev Shabbos, which means with his own juice, not with adding anything else. So the next day on Shabbos, you're allowed to mix it. Whether with the hand or with the keli. The vash, you're allowed to put it in the honey, because this is going to be Yehuda who says that the Melacha is not pouring the water, the juice, the water into the flour. The Melacha is when it's finished, and that's the main Melacha is when you actually need it. You can see another opinion which says that it's already from then. Therefore, he says that you're allowed to add dvash, you're allowed to add honey into it. But he says when it comes to kneading it, you have to do a change, and therefore you should do it little by little. With the shinny, because these things, chardal is something which doesn't really become one thing. It's not like flour which becomes like a dough. It gets stuck together. So therefore, it's only. Some people say it's only midrabanan.
The raw ones is like flour.
Right, but so it's not exactly like it's similar to flour. So therefore, we say matmat. You can do it little by little. Do a shinny, so it's okay. Kazayin, shachalayim. He gives a thing. Pirish shachalayim bari takal l'shar or balaz prishin. I think it's cress. Shadachim out of Shabbos, which you crushed out of Shabbos. L'machar on Shabbos, nesin yayin mechemitz. You're allowed to put wine and vinegar. V'leitrei falamarav. You can't. Don't mix it strongly. Only slowly, little by little, not strong. Chein shum shadachim out of Shabbos. The garlic which you crushed from out of Shabbos. L'machar nesin pol v'grisim. If you have like a liquid made of beans. And half beans, whatever, and so you're allowed to mix into it. Also, don't do it strongly, only little by little. The Rama said, some people say, you should use your hand, you should make a bigger shin. So until here is the first opinion, that's the opinion of Beisir Yehuda, which he says that the Melacha is not pouring the liquid into the flour, right? But the Melacha finishes and is complete when it is when you actually need it. Therefore, on Shabbos you're allowed to add liquid to any of these things, and since we're talking about something which is not doesn't really become a compound, doesn't really become one piece, so therefore it's only midrabanan. According to some opinions, explanations in the Rambam, we'll see. Maybe others say a little different. So just to make it simple, that it's only midrabanan. Therefore, if you do a l'shinei, which you do little by little. Or some people say you shouldn't even use a spoon. So then it's okay.
So he mixed it. In this case, he mixed it Erev Shabbos.
No,
not poured it Erev Shabbos.
No, he could do it. This is the first opinion.
These products you could do it on.
This first opinion. Now that we're going to say a second opinion. This is the Beisir Yehuda we were saying yesterday, which he says that the Melacha of Losh is the kneading. It's not the pouring the water on.
We just brought down right before, he brought the thing that by Chardal everyone who brought down that they added Shabbos.
Losh. So that's what I said. The Losh means they didn't add any separate liquid. They mixed it with its own liquid.
Its own, right.
And that's different. That's a big discussion. Yeah. But the bottom line is that it's not considered that it was Losh yesterday. And you're adding today, like he says, by chardal, I think he said, what's he say? Chardal, he says you're allowed to nesan seifet vash. You're allowed to put vash in it. So you're allowed to put vash on Shabbos, as long as afterwards you do little by little. But this is, we're talking about something which doesn't really become one mitzias. So then you can do a little by little. But if it would become one, if something which becomes one mitzias, like flour and water, so then he would also agree. I actually saw it. You asked me yesterday. I'm saying so. Actually, it's clearly that it is a problem. If it would be, let's say, flour and water, but then to add the flour and water would definitely be a problem on Shabbos. But since we're talking about something, these things which don't really become one thing, so therefore.
So what's the reason? If we're going to the Ben Yehuda, what's the reason you have to do it? Be careful of how it's mixed in.
Oh, because since the Beisir Yehuda holds that when you actually need it, that's the main Melacha. Therefore, you can't just midrabanan. We said it's also because you might come to do it with flour.
I understand that, but usually the lashon is that's how you do it yad b'yad.
Yad means mat. That's what it means, little by little.
Yad. Here he adds something else. Not yad. Make sure you don't do it with a spoon.
That's the Rama.
Oh, that's what it is.
So no, we first said mat. We kept saying mat. La yitre for ma'ariv. That's a lashon in the Gemara. We didn't see that Gemara. It's kuf mem. It says it's lashon little by little, but same point.
Okay,
he wants to say that you should also do Some people say they should also do
So how
without a
come
spoon.
why did the Ramah put it all the way back there? Why is the Ramah putting it over here? Other Rav,
Good point, but we know that it's also going on everything. It's
right. Oh, maybe that's why he's doing this. The last.
It's going on all of it.
That's
Everything.
going on. That's why he put it at there.
Okay, so we're holding on page 300. It's like the third page. It's yeah, over there. So we just said the first opinion. The Mechaber first brought the first opinion. He said that like basically Rabbi Yehuda that says the main Melacha is actually kneading it, and therefore on Shabbos, if it's something which does not possible to become actually one existent, one being, so you're allowed to on Shabbos add the liquid, but you can't. But when you need it, you have to make a little change. You have to do little by little. And the Rambam you also shouldn't do it with a keli. The Yeshemim, it's the fourth line from the top. The Yeshemim, this Yeshemim is Rabbi Shita. Yeah, it's the fourth line. It's right after the Rambam. The Yeshemim, some people say, the hard the shari, which is the Bala Truma, right? Yesterday we said that the Machlek Zapeskim, right? So the first opinions, and Bemis, like, right? We have Rav Sasson who wants to know always what the Mechaber has to say, right? So so we said yesterday about the Rif, the Rosh, and the Rambam, right? All three, all Paskin like, all go with the Yisrael Yehuda. So Yisrael Yehuda, the first opinion. Oh, the Bala Truma is the second one. He's the second opinion, which we're going to say now. The Yishemim. But we have a Bezdin, the Rif, Rosh, and Rambam. So the Beisesiv. That's the Ikka. The Ikka is like a Beis of Yehuda. He brings the Yeshemim. That's the way. Whenever he has a stam and a Yeshemim, the Ikka is like a stam. So his main thing is he paskins, which is interesting. I needed to really think about that, how it works. L'chura, because it's more kuladik. That he says like a Beis of Yehuda l'chura. Yeshemim, the Hadash Shari, a lot of mashka b'chayil. Some people say this, which it says in the Gemara, that you're allowed to mix liquid, or let's say a honey into mustard seeds. If you put the liquid erev Shabbos. Why? Because Rabbi holds that that the Melacha of Losh is actually pouring the liquid onto the flour. So that's already a Melacha. So therefore, at least midrabanan by Chayil should be aser do on Shabbos. Therefore, he says it must be that you did it erev Shabbos. Well, b'Shabbos also lasses mashke b'Chayil. On Shabbos you're not allowed to put mashke in Chayil, a b'shum aktushim b'shum Losh, or in garlic which was crushed because of Losh. Fine. So we see
the shum is grounded shum or piece of shum?
Yeah, shum aktushim.
Katush, yeah.
He says that. Okay, so this is the second opinion. This is Rabbi, which says that pouring the liquid onto flour, that is already Melacha. Therefore, by Chayil and all these things, you're not allowed to pour it on Shabbos, and you have to do it out of Shabbos. And obviously, but if you, let's say on Shabbos, let's say you did it out of Shabbos, so then when you mix it, when you need it, you should do the changes like we said before. You should do little by little, and you should do it with.
So what, Anthony? So once it's done, the water is poured already. What's the problem right now?
Because he also holds that there's a continuous, there's still a continuous of Losh. Although you're already chayiv from giving the liquid, but we said that there is lisha achar lisha in certain cases, not every case.
Yeah.
But so therefore this in the Bir Halacha, I'm saying I don't wanna. If you look in the first page, 298, I'm just asking a question. In the page 298, the first page, so it says that it's like 15 lines from the top, 10 lines, 10, 15 lines. Ein Megavlim, yeah, the Bir Halacha is on the right hand side.
Yeah.
So Ein Megavlim, you see it? See that?
Yeah, where the stuff.
It says Ein Megavlim, right? The opinion of the Bala Truma is to pass him a like Rabbi. Take him right when you put in water, already chayiv. This is the Yeshem which we just read in Sifta Zayin. You should know the nearly butter, it's clear. I feel that's Bala Truma Hazad, and since my nikr gibel, even according to Bala Truma, putting the water is already called gibel. The nasan by mayim out of Shabbos, if you put it out of Shabbos, nevertheless, if you need it afterwards on Shabbos, you're chayiv. right? So it's clearly. You don't say, oh, this is Lish Achal Isha, so you shouldn't be chayiv. The Isa of Yushan Parakar Gadol, it's like this, a Losh, somebody who needs, and afterwards he sets it up nicely and he cuts it nicely. He's chayiv because of Losh, which means like Play-Doh, right? Play-Doh, you're continuing to make nice. Because after you already kneaded it fully and you're setting it up nicely, you're braiding it, right? Oma, af, shekvar, nila, shenisa. You see, even though it's already kneaded, nevertheless, it's still a problem because of Lisha. Because through braiding and everything, it becomes nicer. It makes it nicer. For sure, for sure, in this which was only liquid out of Shabbos, after Siduli the Zel Kipule, even though he holds that that's this real kneading, that's the Melacha of Losh. Nevertheless, if he needs afterwards, he's doing he's doing real Lisha and he's chayiv.
I got a problem with this Lisha. We're going back and forth. You're allowed to, not allowed to, Lisha after Lisha. My problem is the oven is open and he made the dough. By mistake I can put it in the oven and it's baking. Mamash isu melacha. He has the dough, he fixed it. Yes, no, Rabbi Yehuda say yes, and Lisha after. And Lisha, the whole taken place. He has now the dough here. His oven open, he left it the whole Shabbos. Shema, take it, just put it in the oven, make a cookie. Flour it and make a cookie. So why the rabbi did not think about what's after the thing? Got my question?
Yeah, the question, I don't know. I'm saying there's a lot of things which you could say Gzeira, and they didn't. I don't know.
No, Shema.
I understand.
Shema Yavo, that he has the dough, the dough is here, that his oven, my wife leaves the oven the whole night sometime, oh Shabbos. Oh, I have the dough here. Let me cook it. Okay. Why we don't carry the wallet? Shema, you see a store, you forgot Shabbos, and everyone that drinks. No, they have a Erev, let's assume. That's the reason.
It smokes it, yeah.
Why you don't go swimming? Because your swimming pool, maybe it be wet, you're gonna...
Right.
That's, it's a reason behind the reason. So my problem, if you have a dough now, and the rabbi said, okay, yes, no, yes, no, yes, and he take it and he put it in the oven. It's a mama's baking. You're making cookies, you're making cakes.
So, I don't know the answer to that.
But it's a question. I just was thinking on the way. I said, I have to ask you. You have to make a bracha in the right hand. You left it? My son also left it.
So, how do you answer my question? How do you do it in the right, my question? What did I ask you? I asked you, since you already poured the water on top, right? What's the problem with putting it? This whole thing is saying, don't think that after you pour the water enough, you could start kneading and then knead again and knead again. But it doesn't say pouring the water twice. You poured the water Erev Shabbos. This doesn't discuss anything.
What's your question? I thought your question was, why can't you knead it again?
No, why can't you pour it says over there you shouldn't pour, even if you pour it on Matzah, even if you poured the liquid, the Erev Shabbos, you shouldn't pour it again.
It doesn't say that. Where does it say that?
Aber b'Shabbos also l'seis mashka b'chardo.
Means l'chatchila. Without putting it
Doesn't mean that?
Shabbos. No. I didn't copy your question. I thought you were asking.
No, we answered it the other way. We held the other day. We said that he holds the bowl. He's moided that there's still a problem with kneading, even there's even.
Yeah, but this is Rabbi. This is Rabbi.
We said not. We said this is Rabbi.
This is Rabbi. Rabbi is saying that once you put it on Erev Shabbos, you pour the liquid into it. So then on Shabbos you're allowed to you knead it, but you have to do it obviously. And if it's a thick thing, which means it's not something that you're able to pour. It's like a thick thing. So then, like a certain dough, like.
You said a difference between the dough, with the thin dough and the...
Right, so then you can do little by little. Now the Rama says there's another heter. If you first put in the food first, and then afterwards you put in the vinegar or the wine, and you mix it with your finger, shari, to have a shine, just like shisisa. What he means is, that it's something which is rach. We're talking about something specifically if it's like you're able to pour it. It's not kasha, you're able to pour it. It's something you're able to pour, so then it has this heter that, like the Gemara says, even according to Rabbi, that if you change around what you first put into the keli, either the food first and then the liquid, or liquid and then the food, you switch it around, so then, and over here it says also do it with your finger, so then it is okay. We do it with keli, and that's the hakada and the minik. That's the minik taka that we're matter to do this. If they first put in the food during the week, so over here do the opposite. First put in the vinegar first. Okay, so basically we have two opinions. We have Yisrael Yehuda, who said only when you actually mix it, so then it will be the chayiv, but therefore you're allowed to put in the liquid on Shabbos, but to make sure you make a shini in the food, do it little by little. Don't do it with the spoon. Then there's also the Rebbe's shita, which Rabbi says that just pouring the liquid is a problem already. Therefore on Shabbos now to pour liquid on. And out of Shabbos, if you put a liquid on out of Shabbos, then on Shabbos you can do little by little. And then there's another heter that if it's something which is soft, so then you're able to do something which is soft. So that, and then if you mix around the order where you first put into the keli, and you mix it around with your fingers, so then it's not a problem. This is all now. What about?
One more thing. Why do you need both? You mentioned both. First of all, you should switch around the vinegar.
The reason
and then on top of that, there's another way of
right, because there's two things. Because we're going to see this, so we should really see it inside. Is the Trum Sadeshan, he said the fact is that you need to have a shina. If you're just doing, there's two opinions, right? If it's the liquid, what's the Melacha, the liquid or the mixing, right? The actual mixing. So when you change around the order, it's just a change in the order. So we want to basically match. We want to be passing like both. We want to fish for both. If you're changing just with the liquid, you're not changing in the actual. According to Rabbi, he said the kneading is the actual Melacha. So you're not doing any change over there. You're only doing a change earlier.
So I just missed. Sorry, right. We said, okay, so we passed in, according to that sheet, that we passed in like a great menu. Like he wants to take both opinions. He wants to join both passing like Rabbi and.
In a way, the Cheshish stole the Rabbi. Really, Rabbi is the more chomer.
Right, more chomer.
But still, there's a certain aspect we can.
He didn't say. It doesn't say.
So that's what he's.
Does it spell that out?
Yeah, it's explained. The Tumas Hadashan says it.
Rabbi Yehuda Anasi, right?
Yisi Yehuda. Rabbi's Rabbi Yehuda Anasi.
Rabbi, yeah.
Rabbi. I wonder. I don't think it's Islam.
They have in a book, I'm curious, all this was 100 years ago, a different life. Now we're 2015,
right.
Everything is
sure.
technology. So they have a book that putting everything together, take it up from 5
Sure.
They have a book like
Sure, a lot of books, yeah. So first we're going to look at the Mishnah Brura, and we don't really have to. Basically, what it is basically you need just examples. You need day-to-day examples. We have the klalim. With these klalim, we could use our own mind and we could apply it to all the situations. Once we have the rules, so we could do it ourselves, right?
Yeah, but the rabbi can change.
No, you can't change rules. No.
Not about rice. They can make it together. They can do.
No, there's.
I think they can change.
They can't change any rules. They can't change any rules. There are certain rules that if it's
the rules was
certain
for
situations.
1,000 years ago. You have to do it this and this and this. But now everything changed.
No, they can't change.
Accordingly.
No, so there is certain things that how you apply it, but you can't change I'm saying you could sometimes say things are similar, but you have to be that has to be a
Of course,
basic
you
of
have to go
someone.
according to what
Someone
the
who's able
Torah
to
says.
compare it. You need a Pesach to be able to say that this is similar to that. Right? To start comparing that, yeah, this is the same thing. But it's very fine things.
So how we said minhag hofech ledin? My father 1,000 years ago did that. My father, my mother did. And years later, because they did it, so I do according to what they did. It's like my din.
After ruling, it's not that somebody came and changed. There's definitely there's different explanations of a lot of things, right? So although we take on maybe we officially say it one way, but if this is the way the minhag was, so they have what to rely on, so then
They have to be reliant, right? Not
that's-
just.
This is a discussion. Minhag.
Today we don't have Sanhedrin, but in time Sanhedrin
Right.
they can change things.
Right. So there's rules. There's everything. Everything has a rule. What you could change. It's not like anyone could do it and say whatever they want. So there's rules in halacha itself. There's rules how to apply in certain situations. Fine. So yeah, the Mishnah Brura. I just want I'm saying you could think about it. For example, since you want some practical things. Let's think. You have here we're talking about things which don't actually mix totally, but let's think about oatmeal.
לא
Let's say-
תבערו אש בכל מושבותיכם בכל השבת.
Yeah, let's try to stick to.
No, I'm saying this
Yeah.
is a very good example. The Karaim doesn't open up because we can have a Shabbos, we can be delight the whole day.
Because these
The
are
rabbi find things for our own benefit. You understand what I'm saying? This a lot about
No, because it doesn't mean what they said. We never explained it the way they said. It was always this was always explanation. We never changed the explanation. They had their explanation, and we never changed our explanation. According to our explanation, there's no problem with doing these things. You know? So let's say, let's say practical things. Let's say oatmeal. Right, oatmeal. Oatmeal is you could say thick. It becomes when you mix it. When you mix oatmeal with
milk or water.
Well, I usually have what they do.
that's fine. Thank you. Well, thank you. Somebody else wants.
You can have some.
So if
So
so the liquids. So it's thick. You can have it's a thick mixture.
And you want to make it thinner, so you add up more
So
milk or
if you
water.
want to make the oatmeal, so you're pouring. So you obviously have to do it in a way that there's no problem with bishul. But there's the problem. The problem is that you're making that all these flakes, these oatmeal
They
flakes,
changing the form.
becoming one. They become like one mitzias, coming together, coming thicker and together,
1 unit.
one unit. So this is a problem of lush.
Yes.
It's a thick thing, and this is another example.
Lush, you don't have to do it in your hand. The
No?
lush is
We just said that we pass like Rabbi. The Rabbi says that just pouring the liquid onto the flour is already the problem.
it's only red.
But that's the way we pass him. I don't know. I'm saying I have to see how it is by Chaber. But he also says it's a problem if you eventually afterwards mix it. So which means if you're going to pour the hot water in the milk and then you're going to mix it with your spoon, according to the Yisrael Yehuda, you're also chayiv. So this is a practical example. So the way there's another example is, let's say, pudding. They have these. When you make pudding, how do you make pudding? You have like a powder or something,
yeah, it looks like some kind of
Hot water.
and you add hot water or whatever it is, and what happens? It becomes a thick thing,
Become thick.
right? And let's say making gel
Can't do those.
on Shabbos,
Can't do these things.
making gel on Shabbos.
But it doesn't tell you the
Gel is a different story
the
because
pudding.
gel stays.
It's a shaila because it doesn't happen right away. But
Right.
I don't know if the pudding comes right away either. You can put it in the refrigerator or something. I'm not sure.
then you have potato, instant potato, or you have, let's say, baby cereal.
Right, maybe so.
Like an oatmeal.
Yeah,
You can't do
Same
that.
concept.
right.
So lucky you can't. How do we?
You can't do
So it
that.
depends how you do it. So what do we say? We said there's something called lach. There's a way to do it.
Make it liquidy.
If you make it liquidy, make it more liquid, you're able to pour it. When you do that, what did Rama say?
Yeah, I said that there's still.
That you have to change around the order. Whatever usually, if you first pour in the cereal, then pour in the water. If you first pour in the water, then or whatever you pour in the milk, do the opposite, right? Do the opposite, whatever you usually do. And also, when you mix it, don't mix it with like vigorously with the spoon. You can do it back and if you try to mix it with you can shake around the keli, and you can do back and or if you can't do that, then you can do back and forth, but not around and around. So there's ways to do it.
Yeah, make sure there's no bishul also.
That's what it is. That's right.
Just make sure there's no. You don't just take hot water.
Right. These are some practical examples which we're able to apply ourselves, just knowing from what we just learned. We take the klalim and able to apply it to certain cases.
If the oatmeal too hot water, you're allowed to add up to cold water to cool it when I eat it.
If it's a klisheni, you're asking, add water to klisheni?
Yeah. But you're cooling the whole thing.
I think you could add
Well, you do that with coffee.
mashkim. You're allowed to put all mashkim in
Yeah,
klisheni.
it's something, yeah, right. But
You're not putting
this
it
is
in
not
the
much.
cool
This is food. It's different.
You're putting the liquid into the water into the klisheni. I think it's fine. Fine. Okay, let's see the Mishnah Berurah a little bit. We have, okay, Yudalad, yeah, the Nun, in the beginning, yeah? Ein Megabel, meaning, Kedem Shenavi Levar Divrei Shulchan Aruch, yeah? Please?
298?
Yudalad, Sif Yudalad, on page 298. Ein Megabel, the reason why I'm doing Mishnah Berurah, not Alter Rebbe, is because Alter Rebbe is missing part of it. He just says, he doesn't have a full thing on Losh. Ein Megabel, meaning, Kedem Shenavi Levar Divrei Shulchan Aruch, yeah? Everyone has it?
Yeah.
Where is all the way in the top?
It's
No,
like
here,
10 lines
right
full.
here. This.
Yeah, got it, okay.
Refers to explain a little bit what's the union of Lisha. Lishi acts on the Tess Malach. It's one of the 39 of the Malach. So in Emma Dafri, Maim is not specific with water to a different bash or honey with Shuman Avos or geese fat. We call mini mash any different liquid which causes them to stick together. The Lisha tiny we learned in the Braisa, the Gemara, the Mechon Nason chemical one person puts the flour, Nason Maim, Achrin Chayiv, and afterwards someone else puts the water. We're ready from putting the water is already Chayiv. Give it a Rebbe. Yeah, but Rebbe said, Yehuda and Chayiv actually gabel. So you actually need it. Pasco Reva Pesach Rebbe said, Yehuda, most Pesach and Pasco Rebbe said, Yehuda. That's Bala Truma. It's supposed to be Truma, not Truma. It's to a different person. Vesiyate, Livsik Rebbe, they want to pass him like Rebbe. Then it seems fine, if you're putting the water, it's already considered needing. This is talking about flour or dough or dust or mud or cement and thin sand, which they become one entity when you mix it. Something which is not mix it with again. That's even if you mixed it, you're potter from chatas. But it's only a isser. That's what the Rambam holds. That's how the Shem Lahipid. Some people, a lot of the Shem hold opposite. The Labar Gibel after the Bisa Yehuda Leibai Gibel. Something which is not able to become one thing. On the contrary, he says already when you put the liquid in, you're already chayiv. Some people want to say in the shit of the Bisa Yehuda Pashas holds, according to the Rambam, that even if you need it, if it's something which is Labar Gibel, not able to become one thing, it's only midrabanan. But there's some Rishonim which want to say that on the contrary, Since you're not able to knead it, what is it's kneading? It's Losh is already putting the liquid. After the
whole shot in Losh that is first it's saying is something which combines the tit and everything else, combines together with a liquid. And that is something the beginning says that's something that's Losh. Then I bring an example of the Gemara of the ashes and everything else. And then it presents the fact that, of course, Rambam brings, of course, you're not over and anything, it's midrabanan in your eyes or something, right? But there's nothing there to be like following the Shita. Now you bring over here that according to such a thing, Adarabah, because it's not capable of the kneading over here. As soon as you pour the water, you hit everything.
Alright, so this is in the Vesir Yehuda Shita, which Vesir Yehuda holds that when you mix the flour and the water, he says that when you actually knead it, so then it's a problem, right? So now there's two ways of looking at it. You could say that if something is not kneadable, you could say, so he says, okay, so it's not a problem at all.
Right.
Or you could say that no, on the contrary, because over here you can't knead it in such a thing, he has to redefine Losh in this case, and I want to say that already putting the water, since it's not possible to finish it. So this is the concept when you're talking about these types of object. This is Losh for it, which means if something which is possible to become one, so then we'll say that that's what it is. But if it's not possible, so Losh is already starting from the beginning.
Based on this, you want to say, why don't we just say it's like you said before, it's like a kirvan nacha. Since we see that by such a thing that so you just pour water, there's something even according to Rabbi something which you still need to knead. This seems like it would at least be a level of a kira for an anacha. It has to have some shaykhs to the thing. You can't just say, if you told the shita you pour a little water, it means nothing if you still have to knead it. You have to say, we see us in some cases pouring water has a shaykhs to Losh. So when we say it's like almost like an akira.
No, everyone says that it's akira v'anach. Everyone says, right? No, I'm saying we said according to the Rambam we need to. They're both important, right? You need to have pouring the liquid and then afterwards kneading it.
Yeah.
So pouring the water is part of the process of Losh. So if it's something which is able to be mixed together, so I want to say that it's not the final process. The goal is the second thing.
The Mishnah itself says, you said yesterday, what's the Losh? It doesn't say it's a potter. You're not allowed to do an akira. You're not allowed to do an akira if you're saying Einachinami Paraprai.
What do you ask? I'm not sure what's your question.
Are you allowed to do an akira and a nacha? If someone wants to do two people,
so you can't.
You can't do it.
Yeah.
So why would it be any part, even though you could still involves more, since it's part of the process, why is it something you're allowed to do? Why is it
saying according to the Rambam, which says that you're chayiv by something which is bargibul or not bargibul, something which is able to come one exit thing or not?
Well, I'm asking the case. No, I'm asking the case which it is able to become.
It is able to come bargibul.
So yeah.
So pouring the liquid is taka problem.
You said okay, according to the Rambam, yeah, but
no, nothing to do with the Rambam. According to
the one we call like Rabbi Yossi Glili.
Basically, we're taka going to say. No, the whole machlekes in Mechaber and this, which we're discussing, we're talking about something which is not mixable. So something which is able to be mixed. So then everyone agrees that you need that it's already a problem if you put liquid in. Which means by flour and water, which actually able to become one thing, everyone agrees that if you're already putting you're not allowed to put liquid into even on Shabbos. Right, we're not going to say like in all these cases we said in the Mechaber, we said that if you put that you're allowed to put liquid in. According to the base of Yehuda, you're allowed to put the liquid in.
But I'm saying you're allowed to put
all these cases are cases which which are not able to really become one thing. But something which is able to become one thing, like flour and water. So on Shabbos, according to this Yehuda, you're not allowed to add liquid.
Right, even according to the base of Yehuda, you're not allowed to add any liquid, unless it was done before. Before Shabbos.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to skip around a little bit. There's if you turn to the last page at the back, it says Samachas, right? The four lines from the bottom, from the top of the Mishnah Berurah. So Katan Samachas, 4 lines from the Makram Shadake. Therefore, if you forgot to pour vinegar out of Shabbos into the cream, you need to make, what do? You need to make a bli l'raka. Bli l'raka means make it soft. So it's not so hard, not such a thick. And also, he said, what did Amal say? You have to switch around. And first, you put the chemetz, the vinegar, and then afterwards you put the chemetz. Not the usual way you do during the weekday. You should hold the keli itself, and you should shake it. Okay, so this is an example which he had. That's the way we make the frame. And let's say vegetables, which are called salatim. You don't have to be careful about Losh. You don't cut it so small. Another condition is that it should be cut very small.
You're not supposed to.
You're not supposed to cut it on Shabbos. It's cucumbers, right?
Right.
So, tznain is radish, and you cut them very small, dakdak. And then the shevchim, chemetz, you pour vinegar or some other liquid into them, and you mix them together. So this over here, you're making very, very thin, very small. It's like a dip. You're making a dip. You have to be careful. You have to be careful not to do it, not to mix it very strong. Or you should mix it with the keli itself. You shake the keli itself, which means you should also give the switch around the order when you're putting it in. Let's look in the Sharat C and Pei Dalet on the bottom, the first line at the end of the line. Sharat C on the bottom. So what are we talking? We're talking about you're taking, you cut a vegetable very, very thin, very small. You grinded it up until you like diced it and make it very, very small. And now you wanna mix it with vinegar and other things. Maybe you wanna make a dip out of it. So he said that you're allowed to do it as long as you do it little by little. You do it slowly. You mix it slowly, or you can shake the keli itself. So he says on the bottom in Pedalis of after Ava Machmer Yeshemnim. Then you see Nasamashka. How do we allow you to pour the vinegar into this thing over here? We said that we're machmer like who? Like Rabbi. Rabbi says that already pouring the liquid into something to make something thicker, you can't do. So over here, this when you're making a dip is a thick thing. So how are you able to make this thick dip? How are you able to pour the vinegar into it and make a thick thing? You're not going to pour liquid into it. If it was a lot, you're making like a loose thing that's able to pour. Okay, that's another thing. Then we have ways you can change around and make the order, do a shini or something. But he says you're not allowed to pour in the liquid at all if it's going to be a thick mixture. So after of a machmer hayeshemim the yeshemim Rabbi is a sefer truma, right? Is machmer name the sinas hamashke for putting in the liquid. Kasav ataz, the taz writes the b'tznei mepnei she'yef shel access met of Shabbos. Tznei, since you can't cut it up the radish out of Shabbos, it's not gonna be good. Therefore, semchinen at deya kamaisa. Therefore, we can rely on the first shita, which means now we have another rule. That if something which is going to go bad if you do it out of Shabbos, so then we can rely on the first shita which says that you're allowed to pour in the liquid on Shabbos itself. Okay, so which means the ikr, because the ikr adin we pass him really like the first shita. And what we're machmer like the second shita says pouring in the liquid is already probably not allowed to do on Shabbos. Okay, so we see another heter. We have another heter over here in the case when you can't do it out of Shabbos. But he says you should switch around the order of the liquid and try to change as much as you could, and you do it slowly. You mix slowly, or you shake it with the don't mix it like with a spoon. Can't do it irregular when you're making this thing. Okay, back in the Mishnah Brura, the second of the wide lines. When Pesach fell out on Shabbos, falls out on Shabbos, if you got to put Erev Shabbos, if you got to put inside the charesis the liquid, according to the first opinion, right? Because he says you're allowed to pour the liquid on Shabbos, according to the first opinion. We're holding the third line from the wide lines now. But you should not mix it with a spoon, only with your finger, according to the first opinion, right? Because he says you're not allowed to mix it. According to the second opinion, this is also asur unless you make it also soft.
The charosis has to be soft.
Right, if you make it soft. Now, he says an interesting thing, by the way. Look in Pei Vav, in the bottom, the third line, and Sharat Tzion, in the bottom, the third line, the Pei Vav. Got in Pei Vav, it's the middle line. Prima God, this is what Prima God says to do. Ayin Sham, Shekasa, Sheyasen Raka, Machmaz, they should make it soft because of this. With Deichik, it's why is it Deichik? The Gemara says it's supposed to make charesis thick. So if you can make it liquidy, not liquid, so you make it soft, so it's not. The Efsher, he said, the came to the Be'esa Si Heisa Ava, Shubein Hakbasa. Maybe since when you made it, it was thick. So then you don't have to worry about it afterwards. Fine. So we see over here. Right, so that's the case of charesis.
You have to be careful with not to make it with the drops, not to make it with the matzah.
Right.
You want to use the charosis?
Sure you do. You make it when you make the hole.
That's water.
With charosis, you add the dip to the charosis in.
Okay, so Nun Zayin. Let's look at Nun Zayin. It's on page 299. If you don't really have the number over here, but it's the page starts with Shlish on the top. It's the Mishnah Brura Nun Zayin. Mishnah Brura Nun Zayin. It's like in the Mishnah Brura on that page. It's like the second page. It's like 6 lines on top. Nun Zayin. Nun Zayin. Afilu barachel. So it says like even by Ayin Taz, right? Shekasu the also la'arev the Shabbos Pesach. The Shabbos on Pesach can now let them mix. Kemach she'esim and tchinas matzah fuya. You can't from flour made from grinded up baked matzah, which is called matzah mel, right? Litna beyayin and made vash. You can't mix it with wine or made vash or made vash, made from mixed with mayim. So I think people mix it with eggs.
They don't keep the brass, they mix it with.
Saying let's say Shvishal Pesach
Or
Shvishal Pesach.
Right.
Achash Pesach. Achash Pesach. So or let's say somebody likes it during the year. I don't know. Somebody wants to have it then. So I made vash. So he says you're not allowed to mix it. Why? After done with the shesisa shutchina gasa, even though by shesisa you're allowed to do it if it's soft. I don't know. I'm saying I think a matzah bowl is thick, right? Might be a little problem to do it that way.
If it's soft, we fall down apart.
Fall apart. So it seems like this was a little. He says over here. And it was. I'm saying you sometimes make a mixture with when it's a little more soft, not as thick.
The mixture it's soft, but when it comes as a unit, it's hard.
Right. So maybe it might be a problem. So he says. So you see, although it's similar to shasisa, which is chinagas, it's like grinded up, it's thick. It's not like mamish like flour. It's a little bit, the pieces are a little bit thicker. Shal mutar b'rakan, we said about shasisa, which is that flour, which is thick pieces. So he says if you make the mixture a little bit soft, and you're allowed to do it through a change. You're allowed to do if you put in one before the other. But he said the problem over here is if it's raka, let's say we're talking about the soft, that we don't know what usually you put in first. You first put in the matzah meal, then the liquid, or the opposite. Right? We don't know what you put in first. Therefore, it's us if you do a lot. If you do a little by little, it's fine because that's shinnik.
Looks like the Mishnah did eat the brox.
This is the Taz. The Taz already said this. Well, you have a kasav. It's Bashem. Well, you have a kasav. The main yidura yas shinnik. That the Rabbi said that if it's not known, then you should make a shinnik. And Mefarish matter which shinnik, the shinnik which Mefarish matter, which means if you don't know what you usually during the week, what you put in first, the liquid first, or then the flour, so you do whatever says clear in the Gemara. The rest of the Gemara says she eat it on machat, first put in the food, and afterwards the liquid. Same Chakyakim says this. Metal Hakar was that. The Hakar shall add a kaf nakanei keli. You shouldn't mix with the spoon, only you should shake it around with the keli. Actually, said it. Calls it mesa hybrid. So if you do a lot of it, a mesa matmat, little by little, mutter afil ba'ava. You're allowed to do it even when it's thick. So if you do little by little, he says, with matzah meal, if you do a little by little, you don't do a lot at once, then you're allowed to do it. The shinah l'deyazu, with mutter afil ba'ava, the shinah l'deyazu. Without any of the other chain. However, we pass in like the Shemnin later, which says that putting in liquid in something which is thick, there's no heter at all. Therefore, we're not going to have any heter for this. I wonder what the Sfardim do if they make matzah meal on Shabbos on Pesach. Because they
eat gibra, so it's different.
So the ikabra, so that's why the question is the ikabra. So do they make on Shabbos matzah meal?
I think they doesn't eat the matzah.
No, you're not allowed. I don't think you're allowed to.
Matzah meal.
This is just
you grind up the matzah. What is matzah?
That matzah meal. Why you have to grind the matzah? The matzah meal. The question is in Shabbos.
Use the matzah meal. I'm saying use the matzah meal.
How do you make matzah meal?
Want to make something with matzah?
Matzah meal is from matzah.
Yeah, but they already you buy it ready. You don't do it.
So doesn't make it. We're not asking about toichin, about crushing it. We're asking about using it to lush, to mix it with
We're mixed to make something.
the liquid. And okay, I want to keep the elam. It says kasa magravram says nidali the asal hashtan al tit. They didn't have bathrooms back in the days. They needed to go to the bathroom. So they had to go to the bathroom on dirt, on the mud, on the problem of Shiloh Losh. Yeah.
But they had something that they had a special.
Sometimes, and also people go to bungalow colonies. You're out, I don't know where, you take a walk. You're taking a spatzir and you have to go. So, Kasa Magavra, nearly the Asal Hashtin al Tit Mishim Gibul, you're not allowed to go to the bathroom on Tit because of Gibul. Kavanasa, Fila Day Pace, and Fila Vidavish, Bar Gibul, and Chai Vishigabul.
You do it in Shina.
Oh, hold on.
Did you not go to basement there?
The bathroom. On dirt, because it's something which dirt is cement. You make cement. You make
thick.
You make it's something thick which is possible to actually become one entity to make a right. So that's nevertheless there is an isser for this, even though you're only chayiv when you actually, according to this opinion, when you actually need it. But you're ready. But it's usser already even to mix liquid with. And sand, all these things, sand is the same thing, and all these things. But after the even though that's not, you don't have intention to do that.
But which is the lesser of two evils? Doing it on something on Sameach, on grass, or doing it on dirt?
It's So we're saying when there's no samech.
You have no choice, which is the lesser of the two.
Let's see if let's first see if this is a problem. Then we'll see if it was lesser. Let's see. Even though you don't have a mind for lisha, that mixing it, but nevertheless it's something which is for sure going to happen, which is happening. Psikresha. Something spits out and spits onto the ground, right? Or so if over there the sand over there gas see if it's asr mutter only have a psikresha lenechel. It says maybe it's psikresha lenechel you're not happy about, even though it's for sure going to happen, but you're not happy about it. It's also safe if smear the matter with hamza makamatzer. It says makamatzer if I feel hashnal tit place which you mamish need and there's nothing else. So then he says it's he's matter because of this reason, because psikresha lenechel. It's only So it says. So he says he could be samech on this. What the Beis Meir says Mishnah Brura, in a place when it's not your dirt, then for sure you're not happy about it mixing. I don't know if you're any way want such a dirt.
So the same, my brother would say you're not supposed to, would say you shouldn't hold it in either. So
don't get into the situation in the first place.
You gotta go.
Kasa. Yeah, not allowed to hold it in.
You're allowed to do. The way say
it's something that Rabbanan, yeah, but it's not so it's a very complicated thing. Kasa Chai Adam says when you're covering, you want to cover up the medaglayim, you want to cover it up with sand and everything. When you're going to give a little bit, put a little bit, then it's going to mix with the medaglayim. Now you can make lisha, it's like lisha. Since mayim chayiv, you're going to be chayiv. Well, here you want it to mix, you want to get rid of it, you don't want it to be there. So he says, you put a lot of it on top of it, so then it like spreads apart. It's not really, you don't really see lisha, it's like just spreads apart. And this reminds me of another point. When you're making something rakra, let's say you're making something, you're doing the baby cereal or whatever, you want to make it soft, liquid. So you have to pour it all in one shot. Because if you do it little by little, if you do it pour in a little, so then you make it thick in the beginning, so you're already chayiv. Right? So therefore,
if you do it all at once,
you want to make it soft, so you do it one shot. You pour everything in one shot, and this way it makes it liquidy. So basically, the klolim, it's way past the time. Keep bailam, but yeah. So if it's to make a liquidy thing, so then it's fine if you switch around the order what you first put in. And you shouldn't mix it with your hand, mix it with the keli. And if it's something, you do it if it's a thick thing, so you have to put in the liquid for Erev Shabbos. And on Shabbos, then you can do it little by little and try to shake it around with the. Don't do it.